the September Knitcrate yarn, and it's very pretty. And it's the Oro yarn. It has, this color is called Enlightened. So it's 85% merino wool, 15% silk. It's DK weight. It has 300 yards. And I have 2 skeins. So they sent me 2 skeins. Each one has 300. So it means I have 600 yards to work with. And I'm using size 8 knitting needles. So what I did here is that I cast it on with a long tail cast on. You can do it any way you wish. I cast it on 67 stitches. And the first row I did, so since it goes on a diagonal, you add on the right hand side and you take off on the left hand side of every right side row. So here I knitted 2, knit front and back, knit the whole way, and at the end you knit, when you have 4 left, you knit 2 together and knit the last 2. And on the way back you only knit. And then again, knit 2, knit front and back, knit the whole way, and at the end you knit 2 together and knit the last 2, and on the way back you only knit. And then I started with my stitch. So I have 4 sections here, one of yarn overs knitted together, another one of Trinity stitch, another one of yarn overs knitted together, and another one of Trinity stitch. So let's get going. So once you do your first 4 rows, let's make believe that I just did that, you're going to start with your yarn overs and knit together section, which is section number 1. What you want to do is that you want to knit 2 stitches. The next stitch you're going to knit from the front, and then without taking the stitch off, put your yarn to the back and pick it up through the back and knit it from the back of the stitch, like so. Now you have an extra stitch, and then yarn over and knit together. Oops. Yarn over and knit together. Yarn over and knit together. Yarn over, knit together, and you do the whole row. And then when I come back, when I finish this row, I will see you. So I'm at the end of that first row, and I keep going. The repetition is yarn over, knit together. And when I have 4 left, I knit together. Knit to be aware that the repetition is yarn over, knit together. Therefore, there is no yarn over before the last 4. So immediately go and make 2 together again, and then knit the last 2. So row number 2 of section 1 is going to be knit 3, and then purl the whole row and knit the last 3. So you work those 2 rows of section 1 3 more times. That means you're going to have 8 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times 8 rows in that section. And now we're going to start section 2. So let's do that. And since it's the same at the beginning and then at the end, we're going to do it here. So row number 1 of section 2, we're going to knit 2 stitches, knit front and back of that same stitch, and then we're going to knit to the last 4 stitches, and I'll see you at the end. At the end of row number 1, you're going to knit 2 stitches together and knit 2. This is section 2. Okay, next row, you only knit the whole row. And I'll see you at the next row. Row number 3 of the second section. This section is the Trinity stitch. So on the Trinity stitch, you always purl on the right side and then you do the trick on the wrong side. Therefore, this is row number 3. This is the right side of my work, and I am going to knit 2, knit front and back, and then I am going to purl until the last 4 stitches, and I will see you then. Last 4 stitches of row number 3, you are going to knit 2 stitches together and knit the last 2. Okay, so let's do the Trinity stitch, and that is done by we're going to knit 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to, on the next stitch, we're going to knit the same stitch, we're going to purl, and the same stitch we are going to knit it, and then the next 3 stitches we purl them together. So let's do that repetition again. We're going to knit, purl, and knit that same stitch, and then purl 3 stitches together. Let's do it again. Knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together. We have a video on how to make the Trinity stitch. Please check it out if you want more explanation. So again, knit, purl, knit, and then purl 3 stitches together. It is also called raspberry stitch. So I will see you when I'm almost at the end of this row. We are at the end of row number 4 of section 2, which is the Trinity stitch, and we do that again. Knit, purl, knit, and then purl 3 stitches together, and then we have knit, purl, knit, purl, 3 stitches together, and the last 4 stitches we knit 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that this is the wrong side. Okay, so row number 5, and this is the right side, therefore we're going to knit 2, knit front and back, and then purl to the last 4 stitches, and on the last 4 stitches you're going to knit 2 stitches together and knit 2. I'll see you when I finish this row. Okay, so this is the end of row number 5 of section 2, and I have the last 4 stitches in which I'm going to knit 2 together and knit 2. Okay, so row number 6 of section 2, we are going to knit 2 stitches, and now we are going to purl those 3 stitches together. Because they need to be alternated, so that's why I have it written down. Please pay attention to the notes because it changes. And so knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together. Knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together, and I will see you at the end of this row. Knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together. Oops. Okay, we're at the end of row 6, and so let's do that repetition again. We purl 3 stitches together and knit, purl, knit. This is where the repetition ends, and I have 5 stitches left, and those 5 I knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so next row would be number 7, and it's the same as all the odd number rows, right side rows, which is we're going to knit 2, knit front and back, and then we purl to the end of the row until we have 4 stitches left, and at the end we are going to knit it together and knit the last 2. I'm at the end of row number 7, and I knit 2 stitches together and knit the last 2. Okay, row number 8, we are going to knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're going to knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together. Knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together. So it will be all on paper. Knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, so we are at the end of row number 8, and we have space for another set. So knit, purl, knit, purl 3 stitches together, and the last 2 we knit. Okay, row number 9, the same as all the other odd number rows, and see how it's looking so nice already. See? So we're going to knit 2, knit front and back, purl the whole row, and the last 4 we knit 2 stitches together and knit 2. Okay, I'm at the end of row 9. Knit 2 stitches together and knit 2. Row number 10. So we are going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to purl 3 stitches together. It's different on every row because we add a stitch every other row. So knit, purl, knit, purl 3 stitches together. This is the repetition. Purl 3 together, knit, purl, and knit, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So this is the end of row 10. We purl 3 stitches together, knit, purl, knit, and the last 3 stitches we knit. 1, 2, 3, and then row 11 is the same as all the odd number rows. We knit 2, knit front and back, purl the whole row, and then the last 4 you knit 2 together and knit 2. Row number 12, we are going to knit 3, knit, purl, knit, and then purl 3 stitches together, knit, purl, knit, and purl 3 stitches together, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm at the end of row number 12, and what we want to do is knit, purl, knit, and then purl 3 stitches together, and the last 4 we knit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the next row, number 13, is going to be knit 2, knit front and back, purl the whole row, and the last 4 you're going to knit together and knit 2. And then row number 14 is only knit. And this is the way it's looking. very pretty. See you in a bit. Okay, so as you can see, I'm at the end of my scarf, and I just did number 2, section number 2. So I need to go and do section number 1 so it looks the same as at the beginning. And then I need to do another section number 2 and another section number 1. And then I finish with 4 rows of garter stitch. But I will see you then. Please do section 1 and section 2 again and section 1, and I will see you when I get to this part, to before the last 4 rows. Okay, so I already did the last 4 rows, which is right side of your work. You're going to knit 2, knit front and back, knit the whole row to the last 4, then knit 2 stitches together and knit 2, and on the way back you only knit, and then you repeat that. You repeat knit 2, knit front and back, and then knit the whole row to the last 4, knit 2 stitches together and knit 2, and then the next row you knit back. And now I am binding off, regular bind off. So knit 1 and pass it through, knit another one, pass it through, knit another one, pass it through, and that's it. It's a very, very pretty scarf. And thank you for watching. Share us with your friends and like our page and subscribe. And I will see you next time. I have the instructions written down. Thank you.